Hello again everyone and welcome to the Brainbox tutorials. Let us discuss section B, C, D of today's English literature paper of ICSE Class 10. Section B is from the drama The Merchant of Venice. First question, that is question number 2, is speech of Portia. Away then I am locked in one of them, that is from Act 3 Scene 2, Bassanio's casket choosing test. So the first question is, where does this scene take place? This scene take place at in a room in Portia's house in Belmont. What does Portia mean when she says, if you do love me, you will find me out? Here Portia wants to say that if Bassanio truly loves her, he will find the right casket. So Portia seems to think that the test of casket is indeed the test of Bassanio's true love. Then what two words would you use to describe Portia's feelings at this point? Give a reason for your answer. One will be fear of losing Bassanio. Another feeling is extreme love for Bassanio. Okay, and then next one, explain Portia's reference to swan-like end. So you will write that in classic mythology, swans were thought to sing just before they died. So Portia is alluding to this when Bassanio makes his choice of caskets. So if he does a wrong choice, so there is a chance of their love dying. And if they do the right choice, then if he does the right choice, then only they could marry. So swan-like end is the end of their love. Okay, next one. Later in the scene, Portia gives Bassanio a gift. What does she give him? She gives him a ring. What does this gift symbolize? This gift or the ring is a token of love of Portia towards Bassanio, which she wants him to wear every time. Next is, what is the theme of the song sung in the background when Bassanio makes his choice? The theme of the song sung in the background was that the appearances are deceptive. And how is the theme reflected in the choice he makes? He chooses the leaden casket, and that also shows that Bassanio's choice was also not influenced by the outward appearances, as the golden and the silver caskets both appeared worthy and rich. And the inscription in the leaden on the leaden casket was also more threatening than appealing. Still, Bassanio chooses the leaden casket as he loved Portia. Last one, what does Bassanio find in the casket that he chooses? He found Portia's counterfeit, that is a portrait of Portia and a scroll. Now coming to question number 3, Bassanio's speech, and I beseech you, rest once the law to your authority. And then Portia says it must not be. This is the trial scene, that is Act 4, Scene 1. So first question is, who is on trial? Antonio is on trial. Next one, why is this person on trial? So you will write that Antonio has taken a loan of 3,000 ducats from Shylock on behalf of Bassanio, and Antonio and Shylock also entered into a bond. And now, as the due date is over and Antonio is not able to pay back the money, so Shylock has registered a case against Antonio and he wants the term of the bond. Now, next one, explain in your own words Bassanio's request to Portia in the given extract. What reason does he give for his request? So, here the answer will be that Bassanio had offered twice and even 10 times the money of the debt to Shylock. He says this to Portia that he is offering this money to Shylock, and even when this offer is not accepted by Shylock, then it is evident that a spirit of malice has conquered justice. And so he says that he asks Portia to use his authority on this particular occasion to divert the course of the law. And he says this to do a great act of kindness, commit this trifling irregularity and rob this cruel devil of his desired vengeance. How does Portia respond to Bassanio's request, and what two reasons does she give for her response? So Portia does not accept the request of Bassanio, and the two reasons were, first reason, she says that there is no power in Venice which can alter the working of a fixed law, and secondly she says that whatever judgment is passed in this particular case will be taken as precedent, that is followed as an example by others in the future, and from this particular decision many other errors might be committed in future. Next one, fourth one, who does Bassanio referred to as this cruel devil? Obviously, Shylock. What is this person's response to Portia's words in the given extract? So, Shylock is very happy by Portia's wordings, and he praises him by saying that she is, that is Balthazar, is the second Daniel, and that he honors him very much. Next question: how is the cruel devil punished at the end of the court? So you will write all about the punishment given, that he will be, that his religion is changed, he will have to accept Christianity, and one half is gone to the court and other half goes to Antonio. And then what Antonio says, that he will, how he will mitigate the severity of this punishment, and the property which belongs to Shylock should be willed to Jessica and Lorenzo after the death of Shylock. So all those part you will write in this. And then next question is, how fair in your opinion is this punishment? Justify your response. This, because it is your opinion, so you can write any way out. That is, you can write that the punishment is justified and give your reasoning, or you may write that it is not justified. See, for both the answers, the weightage is equal. I feel the punishment was not justified, because even though, see, even though Shylock was vindictive towards Antonio, but punishment given to him was biased even by the Duke. That is, his religion was taken, his livelihood was taken, and all his property was also given to a person who had run away his daughter with him. So obviously all those things accumulated together shows that the judgment was not fair, it was unfair. But if you want to write that it was fair, you can give your own reasons also, that because he plotted against the life of a person, so that is why harsher punishment should have been given. So that is why the judgment was, or the punishment was fair. So both ways the answer would be correct. It depends how well, how properly you show your answer, you write your answer. So tell me in the comment box, what have you written about it? If you have attempted this question, what have you written, whether it is justified or not? Okay, now coming to section C, that is prose, short stories. First question, this is from Blue Bead. On the way back, she met her mother out of breath. Okay, the last part of the story. Now the first question is, what are the tasks that Cbse was required to perform from a very young age? So the task which Cbse did was to husk corn, put dung to dry, cooking, weeding, fetching water, and gathering sticks. So this side of her revealed how hardworking and dedicated she was to her work from an early age. Now coming to number 2, what had delayed Cbse and separated her from the other village women on her way home that day? What was Cbse doing when she heard the Gujar woman's cry for help? So the answer to the first one will be that she had made the clay cups or clay bowls, and she had placed all those bowls in the cavelets to dry, and she wanted to see or check whether the clay cups were still there in the cave so that she could paint and use it. And to the second one, answer would be she was tired of the work, so she was taking rest on one of the stepping stones over the river when the Gujar women cried for help. Now, third one, what were the dangers that the crocodile had to overcome before it could grow into the ferocious creature that Cbse encountered? So the dangers were that he had escaped the birds of prey and the great carnivorous fishes that used to eat baby crocodiles. Now next one comes number 4. How does Cbse's knowledge of the ways of the jungle help her fight the crocodile? As she was brought up there, she had lived there from birth, so she knew the jungle ways. She was not afraid of big wild animals. She had encountered many, and that is why she was not afraid to encounter with the big crocodile. And then she also knew how to use the hay fork. Okay, so all those part you are going to mention here. Now coming to the next question. Compare and contrast the mother's mood with Cbse's in the given extract. Give one reason to explain why each one of them was feeling this way. See, the mother was very afraid and concerned about the safety of Cbse. And Sibia, on the other hand, was very excited. She was exulted as she had found the blue bead. So those are the two main contrasting moods which we are going to use here. And one reason, so obviously Sibia, why she is exultant? Because she has found what she had longed for years, that is a bead, blue bead. And mother, because she was concerned about the safety of her daughter, as she knew that jungle had so many wild animals and anything could happen to her daughter. Okay, now coming to question number 5. This is from my greatest Olympic prize. I wasn't too worried about all this. I had trained, sweated, and disciplined myself. This is the first part of the story. Jesse Owens is saying that how had he prepared for the Olympics. Okay, now coming to the first question. What does Owens mean by all this? What games does he refer to? So here it is written, I wasn't too worried about all this. So all this is the proclamation of Adolf Hitler that Nazis, that is Germans, were a master race and they are the best performers. So he was not worried at all by this. And what games does he refer to? That is the Olympic Games 1936, which were going to be held in Berlin. Question number 2. What made Owens confident of winning a gold medal or two? So he was confident because a year before, as a sophomore at Ohio State University, he had set the world record of 26 feet 8 and 1 by 4 inches. And everyone back in the nation also expected him to win the Olympic events hand down. Coming to question number 3, what was the surprise that Hitler had kept hidden from the world? That was the athlete named Lislong from Germany. And how did Owens feel when he came face to face with the surprise? So first, Owens felt anger, as the actual words written in the text are that little hot under the collars. That is, he was feeling very angry that he has kept, that is, Hitler has kept Leslong under wraps. But when he came face to face with the surprise, that is, when Leslong came to him and talked to him, at that time he felt calm and he felt that the person was a true sportsman. Now coming to next part, describe Owens' performance in the broad jump trials. What doubts filled his mind at this time? Owens' performance in the broad jump trials, you will see that that on the trial, 3 qualifying jumps were given to him, given to all the athletes. On the first qualifying jump, he leaps from several inches beyond the takeoff board, so that was a foul. Then on the second jump, he fouled even worse, and because of 2 fouls, he was quite nervous. And before the third one, that is the third qualifying jump, Leslong came to him and he calmed him down by saying that he does not believe in Aryan supremacy theory of Hitler, and he also suggested that he should draw a line a few inches in back of the board and aim at making his takeoff from there, because in the trial round only thing which he wants is to qualify and not to win, and that is what Jesse Owens also understood, and this time he easily qualified in the long jump. And that part, that what doubts filled his mind at this time, when 2 of the qualifying round went for a foul, at that time the doubt which came to his mind was that had he come 3,000 miles to do this, to do a foul and even not pass in the qualifying round. Now coming to fifth one, what makes Les Long's behavior in the games truly remarkable in the context of the times? Identify a theme that is common in the short story My Greatest Olympic Prize and the poem 9 Gold Medals. Main theme that is common in both that is one poem and one story, is the sportsmanship and cooperation, companionship. And the answer to the first one, what makes Leslong's behavior truly remarkable? That he showed the true sportsmanship and was a good human being. And the 24-carat friendship which was established between him and Jesse Owens was most remarkable and better than the Olympic gold medal that Jesse Owens won. Okay. Now coming to section D, poetry part. First one is from Abou and Adhem. The first question is, the poem begins with a blessing. What is this blessing? The blessing is, may his tribe increase. That is, the author wishes that people like Abou and Adhem should be more in the world, or the followers of Abou ben Adhem should increase. And the significance of it will be that the world will be a peaceful place to live in. Next question, explain in your own words the following lines and phrases from the poem. First one is making it rich and like a lily in bloom. So the answer to this will be that the moonlit room of Abou ben Adhem in the presence of the angel is compared to lily in bloom. That is a symbolic one, as Abou's room was filled with moonlight, so making it silvery bright, that resembles a white budding lily in its beauty. And the presence of angel has made the transformation of the room. That is a literal meaning, and on symbolic level you can also write that it shows the enlightenment an angel can bring to anyone's life. Then coming to second one, a look made of all sweet accord, that the angel looked at Abou in a very sweet and very friendly way. Then next comes a great awakening light. So a great awakening light is usually a heliocentric light which is seen in respect with gods and angels. So a similar such light roused Abou from his sleep when the angel came on the second night. So the bright light woke Abou up. Next question, what was angel doing in Abou ben Adhem's room? And what did Abou ask the angel? So angel was writing something in a book of gold. And what did Abou ask the angel? That he asked the angel boldly that what was he writing. In this particular question, you can also answer like this, that the angel was writing something in the book of gold, and that was the names of the persons who love God. And then what did Abou ask? So he asked that what were you writing? Okay, now number 4. Why did Abou say to the angel, write me as one that loves his fellow men? Give the context. So you will write that when on the first night the angel appeared in the room of Abou, he was the angel. It was writing something on the in the book of gold. When Abou asked it what was it writing, the angel replied that he is writing in his book the names of those who love the Lord. And Abou curiously asked the angel if his name was written among those who love God. So the angel replied to him that no, which made Abou feel low. But he was not disheartened at all for after the angel's reply. Rather, he was confident enough that he also deserved a place in the list for his love for fellow human being. That is why he made a polite request to the angel to write his name as the one who loves his fellow men, because he was a very pious man and he lived on humanistic ideals. Okay, now coming to the last one, explain the last line of the poem, and lo, Ben Adhem's name led all the rest. If you had to give the poem a different title, what would you call it? Give a reason for your answer. Now, and lo, Ben Adhem's name led all the rest means that the angel appears the next night, that is second night, and with a new set of names of the people who have been blessed by God, and in that list Ben Adhem's name was on the top, and the word lo adds to the climax. And the different title which we can use for this particular poem could be a great awakening light, or it could be pious proposal. Okay, that is what it was from Abou ben Adhem to the angel. It was a pious proposal. Okay, now coming to question number 7. It is from Patriot. Alack, it was I who lived at the sun. Okay, now the question first one is, what can you conclude of the Patriot's mood from the given lines? Quote the line from the given extract which tells us that the Patriot did his utmost to satisfy his people. The mood of Patriot is, as he says, see, alack, it was I who lived at the sun to give it my living. So it is a hopelessness or despair, you can write regret, that why did he do this. Okay, and quote the line which tells us that Patriot did his utmost, that is leaping at the sun. Leaping at the sun, that is doing something which is next to impossible. Now, second one, the last line of the extract suggests that a year has gone by. How had the speaker been treated a year ago? A year ago, Patriot was given the most astonishing reception. Almost everybody came to welcome him. Bells rang to announce his coming. Roses mixed with myrtle were showered on him on the road. The church spires were decorated with beautiful flags. Okay, so overall, he received a grand welcome. Okay, third one, how did the situation change a year later? Give details of his present state. Now, year after, the same public now hurling stones at him. So, the same public who honored him as a hero are now ready to put him to death. And now there is nobody on the housetops now except for a few suffering from palsy. And people have all gone to the scaffold to watch him being hanged. And his hands, his wrists are so tightly bound with the rope that it cuts his wrist or hand, and because of the stone hurled at him, his forehead is also bleeding. He can feel that. Okay, now coming to the next question. Why were only a palsied few onlookers seated at the windows? Where had the other townspeople gone? Why had they gone there? So palsied means persons who are suffering from palsy, that is paralysis, or maybe old people who cannot walk properly. So only those people who are palsied, that means they cannot walk. So that is why they are looking, they are seated at the windows looking at the path of the Patriot. And where had all the other townspeople gone? Every other person who could walk had gone to scaffold to see the Patriot hanging. That is his execution. And last one, that is the last one. Why had they gone there? To see him hanging. And last question, how is the speaker's faith in God revealed at the end of the poem? Do you think the poem ends on a note of hope or despair? Justify your answer. So at the end of the poem, even though the world thinks that the Patriot had done something wrong, but he knows that he had done everything he could, and death is not the end. So he hopes that since he had done in this world, since he did not receive the reward for the work he had done in this world, he will be rewarded by God. Thus, the poem reflects his faith in God. And last one, that whether this poem ends in a hope, on a note of hope. So yes, and for justification, you can write that even though the world thinks that the Patriot had done something wrong, but he knows that he had done right or everything what he could, and he had a hope that God will understand and God will reward, even though his work is not rewarded by this world. So that is optimistic philosophy. Okay, so this brings to the end of the literature paper. And as you could see from the answers also, that the questions were so easy and the answers were so obvious. Even in the opinion part, that give your opinion, justify your opinion. For example, this one, whether Shylock's punishment was fair or not, you could have written in any of the ways and both will be accepted. So this is the beauty of these type of question, that you will have to write your opinion, and if you can write it in a proper way, your answer will fetch you good marks. So I hope your literature exam has gone well, and now focus on the other subjects, the upcoming exam, and start preparing for that. I'll come up with the next video and the other solutions as well. Till then, bye bye, Jai Hind, and all the best for your exams.